Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to help you work on 9.5 problems. The first problem says Calvin is waiting outside the school building for his trigonometry test to begin. He observes that the flagpole is casting a shadow on the ground and decides to calculate how high the pole is. He steps off the shadow, finding it to be 22 meters long. From an almanac, he finds that the sun's angle of elevation is 38 degrees. So here we have the shape. Always when you see a word problem, the best thing is to draw the shape of the situation first. So here is the flagpole. The shadow is 22 meters. And the angle of elevation means the angle that you need to make in order to see something on top. The angle of elevation is 38 degrees. So here we have a right triangle. And in order to solve for a side in a right triangle, we just simply need to use um, SOHCAHTOA. So look at this triangle that we have. We have angle 38. We already have the adjacent side and we're looking for the opposite side. That gives me tangent of 38. We know that tangent of 38 is opposite over adjacent, x over 22. So this is my equation, and then using the cross multiple, we can find x, which is 22 times tangent of 38. Use your calculator to find the answer. Next, airplane problem. Flight 007 is approaching airport at an altitude of 5 kilometers. So when we say altitude, that means the distance from this airplane to the ground, and we can draw a straight line, and we have an angle of 90 degrees here. So this is the altitude, which is 5 kilometers. The angle of the angle of depression from the plane to the airport is 9 degrees. So here the angle of depression, that means the angle that you need to make in order to see something on the ground, that is 9 degrees. So if we draw this shape, we will see that on this triangle, this side is the same as this side. These two triangles are basically equal to each other. So this side is 5, this one is also 5. Also, this horizontal line for both of these two triangles are the same. So we can use the information here on this shape. Now, it's asking what is the plane's ground distance from the airport. So the ground distance is basically this horizontal line. So I can use either of these triangles. I'm going to use this one because I already know this angle is 9 degrees. However, if you use this triangle, this angle is also going to be 9 degrees. Okay, so we're going to use this anyway. Now, we are interested to find this horizontal line. Look at the triangle and the angle. We have the opposite side, and we're looking for adjacent. So we can use tangent, which is opposite over adjacent, 5 over x. And from here, if you cross multiple, we can switch these two. X will be will be 5 over tangent of 9. Use your calculator to find the answer. Next is asking if the plane descends directly along the line of sight. What is line of sight? It's this line. How far will it travel along this line, reaching the airport? So now this time we're looking at this triangle and we're trying to find the hypotenuse. So I can use sine of this angle. We know sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So we'll be 5 over y. Again, we switch these two, and y will be 5 over sine of 9, which is 31.96. Next problem. A surveyor marks points A and B 200 meters apart on the bank of a river. So here we have the river. 2 points A and B are here. They are 200 meters away from each other. She sights a point C on the opposite bank. So the point C is on the other side of this river. And angle A is 57, angle B is 42. So here we have angle A and B. Now it's asking what is the distance from A to C. So we are looking for this side. Now look at the triangle that we have. We have two angles and the side between them. So this is angle, side, angle. We know that we use law of sine in this case. So I'm going to use law of sine, which is here. The equation is sine of A over A, sine of B over B, sine of C over C. Now we need to decide which one we want to use. Since we are looking for side B, of course we need to use this part of the equation. And we're not able to use sine A over A because we don't have side A. So we cannot use this one, but we can use sine C over C because we have side C, and also we can easily find angle angle C. So angle C can be found by subtracting the other two from 180. 180 minus 42 minus 57 is 81. So that's the measure of angle C. Now I'm going to use that in my equation. Sine of C over C. Sine of 81 over 200 equal to sine of B over B, which is sine of 42 over B. Then we cross multiple and you can find B from here. Now let's go to the next part. We're not working on question number 4. Question number 5 says an engineer wants to measure the width of a sinkhole. He places a stake at B as shown here and measures from stake to point C and D. If the angle B is 103 degrees, how wide is the sinkhole? So here we have a triangle that we have two sides. One of them is 120 and the other one is 74, and the angle between them is 103. So we have a triangle which is side, angle, side, and we're trying to find the other side. We are trying to find the distance between point C and D. We call that side B. Okay, so we have side, angle, side. We know that we can use law of cosine here. So law of cosine is going to be used this way. B squared, this is the side that we're looking for. And it's going to be equal to the other two sides, D squared, which is 120, plus C squared, which is 74 squared, minus 2 times 120 times 74 times cosine of 103. Then I'm going to leave the rest for you to solve and find the value of B. Don't forget to take the square root of the answer once you get this. We're not going to work on question number 6, and let's go to the next one. Question number 7. A plane flying in a straight line passes directly over point A. This is point A on the ground, and later directly over point B. So let's say this is our airplane. So it passes above point A first and then goes forward, passes point B, and then after a few minutes, we're going to pass over B and go to this point. The point A and B are 3 miles away from each other. So this line is 3 miles. A few minutes after the plane passes over the B, like at this point, angle of elevation from A to plane is 43. Angle of elevation means the angle that you need to make in order to see something on top, above. So here, the angle of elevation from point A to airplane is 43 degrees. And the angle of elevation from B to the airplane is 67. So if we are standing here, we need to make an angle of 67 to see the airplane on top. Now it's asking how high is the plane at the moment. So at this point, how high is the airplane? And basically we are looking for this height. Okay, so now first of all, let's look at the shape that we have here. I have a triangle. If I find this side, since I have a 90 degrees angle here, I can use sine to find the opposite side of this angle. So let's see how we can work on this. First of all, this is a straight line. That means this angle is 180. I have one part of this angle which is 67. If I subtract it from 180, so 180 minus 67 is going to be 113. So this angle over here is 113. Now look at the triangle that we have over here, this one. I'm going to color that with yellow for you. This little triangle. One of the angles is 43, the other one is 113. If I subtract them from 180, it's going to be 24. That is this angle over here. So we figured out that this angle is 24. So on this triangle, we have this angle, this one, and a side between them, which is angle, side, angle. Now, since we already have the other angle as well, we can use law of sine to find this side. So we are going to use law of sine in this way. Sine of 24 over the opposite side, sine of 24 over 3, equal to sine of 43 over the opposite side. So sine of 43 over x. So we have law of sine here, and we use cross multiple to find x. X will be 5.03. So we found this side. Now look at this right triangle that we have here. We're trying to find this side. We have the opposite side and this angle. So sine of 67 is opposite over hypotenuse. It's y over 5.03. Now we cross multiple, and y will be 5.03 times sine of 67, and use your calculator to find this. Now let's work on the next problem. The pilot of a commercial airplane finds it necessary to deter around a group of thunderstorms as shown here. So the airplane wanted to go this way straight from point, let's say A to B, but because of this storm, has to go around this storm and go this way first, then come back to point B. So he turns plane at an angle of 21 degrees. So first of all, makes an angle of 21 degrees to its original path and flies 100 kilometers. So goes 100 this way, and then rejoins its original path for which was 70 kilometers from where he left. So this point was 70 kilometers from where he left. This line was 70. How much further did he have to fly because of the detour? So look at the shape that we have here. We have a triangle. We have this side and the angle between them. So this is a side, angle, side. And we use law of cosine to find the opposite side of this angle. So x squared will be 100 squared plus 70 squared minus 2 times 100 times 70 times cosine of the angle between them. So we use our calculator to find the answer. X is 42.78. So to find how further did he fly, we are going to add 142.78 and subtract 70 from that to find how much further he needed to go. So that's part A. Now part B is asking at what angle did he rejoin his original course. So we're trying to find this angle. So I'm going to use law of sine this time, and we'll see that sine of 21 over x, which was 42.78, equal to sine of y over 100. So if we cross multiple, we will see that sine of y is equal to 100 times sine of 21 over 42.78. So we use our calculator to find this value, whatever its value is. Then we need to find y from there. So y will be, we need to undo sine by using inverse function, sine -1 of whatever value is this. Then use our calculator to find the value. It's going to be almost 57 degrees. So this was some of the problems that we worked here as application of law of sine and cosine. Have a great day.